Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Town of Pownell Select Board Meeting, August 24th, 2023 at 6 PM. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Board member roll call.
Angie Rowling,
Bob Jarvis.
Brian Harris.
Jamie Percy.
Mike Gardner. I'd like everyone to rise, please, and pledge of allegiance.
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Doesn't take much to make these chairs roll away, that's for sure.
Oh,
Approval of the agenda, public comment, approval of minutes of August 3rd, August 10th, August 15th, the warrants. We don't have any correspondence. We don't have any excess waiting for minutes. Updates from town officials, transfer station year-end reports. We have Tom Shuey with us tonight. The animal control ordinance, executive for personnel, executive for legal, which we're adding after personnel, please. Zoning officer job posting, health officer job posting, public comment, and adjourn.
so moved with the change.
Second.
Any questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. I'd like to open up public comment.
No hands up.
Okay, approval of minutes, August 3rd, 2023, special sewer commission meeting.
So moved.
Second.
No, excuse me. Any discussion? Comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob abstained.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike abstain. Minutes of August 10th, 2023, select board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Minutes of August 15th, 2023, special select board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, corrections?
Yes, it said that I opened the meeting. That would be incorrect. Mike opened the meeting.
Oh, I forgot to change it from the last special meeting. Sorry.
That's okay.
Any other corrections?
No,
I missed that, Angie. Thank you.
you're welcome.
All those in favor with the correction?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Oh, I missed that. Warrants, accounts payable, August 18th, $87,955.56.
So,
Second.
Any questions?
I just have a quick question on the, tax credits. That is from the state for the, overage of the homestead, correct? I just want people, I just want to make people realize that it wasn't something that happened in this office. It's from the state.
right.
Yeah, a lot of times it comes from like an overpayment.
Right, and that money goes back to them. It's not held over for this year's taxes,
Right,
correct?
it goes back to.
Because I was questioned by two different people and I just want to make sure that that's clear. Okay, thank you.
Any more questions or corrections? All those in favor of the August 18th, accounts payable?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Accounts payable August 25th, $46,405.35.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Payroll August 18th, 2023, $11,938.47.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Payroll August 25th, $10,964.91.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Okay, updates from town officials. You know anything?
I don't this time.
Great, you're just leaving it up to me. Zoning permits, we're at a couple of, public hearings for some different things. I think that's next week, no, following week, right, you know, September 6th, I think, right? Health officer, can get an inspection tomorrow. Get another one to do probably next week. Rental properties, but I'm being requested by the owner of the property. I guess this is probably a health officer, related, report. The water system, at Pownell Estates is slated to start on the 28th, I believe. Let me just double check that date. I don't want to be wrong. Yes, Monday, the 28th. They're slated to, start the construction on the water system in the mobile home park at Pownell Estates. I've been in contact with the project manager who is out of Keene, New Hampshire. I've been in contact with, the girl who, bless you,
Thank you.
who is the park manager from, I guess she's out of Louisiana. I've been in contact with both of them all week, so they're set and ready to go. The equipment's there. So, they didn't really have a timeline. They gave me the breakdown of how they're gonna do it, but they don't have a timeline really. I mean, they're thinking, you know, obviously as quick as they can, but
Hey, it's a step in the right direction.
yeah, they're gonna start Monday. They're slated to start there Monday morning, so. That's about it for me.
So nothing outstanding as far as any other requests or anything?
From,
I didn't know, because I know for a while you said you were backed up a little bit on different things.
no, we got caught out.
Because you were asking for people to put either an email or leave a voicemail
Oh, from the health officer?
and for that or anything for zoning. So
Yeah, no,
rather than
the
just
health
call.
officer, I'm in good shape with that. I got a couple of inspections to do. Like I said, been in contact with the people running the water, doing the water system down there in Pownell. I got a trash complaint in the box, the written complaint that I need to go and inspect. Trash ordinance. Zoning, no, I think we're in good shape with that right now. I've been answering a lot of questions on zoning, from various people, a lot of phone calls. But nothing crazy. It's, you know, people want to start a home-based business. They want to, you know, the proper procedure, what they need to do. You know, do I need a permit for my shed? My shed is, you know, X by X. Do I need a permit? Just nothing crazy. Those are all day-to-day things anyway. For zoning, we got caught up a little bit for now. I think it'll stay that way for a little bit. It usually does this time of year.
Thank you.
Transfer station year-end report. Why don't you come up, Tom?
I'm gonna read my stuff. I better have these on. They're light chairs for big boy. They just go all over the place. All right, what we have here, if you look at the paper I just handed you, this is what, by the tonnage of what we have done, you know, for the year. So what we've had here, the landfill tonnage, which is basically the trash and the construction, okay? It ends up to being 264.6 0.84 tons, and that's landfilled. The amount of the commingle, the paper, the lead acid batteries, scrap metal, other batteries, compost, and tires is 140.28 tons that we've recycled. So we are not, we're just sitting right there at the same percentage. It's been there ever since I've started. We've increased it a little bit with what we've done with the compost. We started that a year earlier than was required, but that's helped us, but we're just stuck. We're trying to get the people to do more recycling, and it's just not, it's not working. I think that if you look across the state, you're gonna find the same thing. And so that's the one thing that bothers me a little bit. However, now, we do have the new household hazardous waste facility in Bennington. And actually, they came out yesterday with a beautiful big metal sign I've got to put down on the tipping shed probably tomorrow. Find a place to mount it. It has all the information for people to contact the Solid Waste Alliance. You know, and the way you do it, you get in online, or you can actually call, and you have to set up appointments. It's only open on Mondays, and it's going to run now till probably close to the end of October because we got such a late start this year. There was a lot of permitting, you know, that they had problems with. So what we're doing is it's working out marvelously well. I mean, people are coming in, you get a 15-minute time slot, and you're boom, you know you're going to be here at the specific time, and they go. So that's the Alliance has done really quite well with this. And we'll just have to see, you know, we're not going to get a real feel for what it's going to be able to do in the total cost until next year because it's such a late start. But it's been quite successful, all right? And then what we have here is, this is a comparison from 2021, 22 to 2023 on all the departments, you know, the difference in trash. And you can see that, you know, we're, you know, about $11,000 over. And last year's permit sales, we ended up with 517, which really, yeah, I was thrilled. I was hoping to get 500. We've never hit 500 before. But we hit that, and right now, I have this thing down here. The permit sales, the same amount of days from the 1st of July. There's only 4 difference, 362 to 358. We're behind four permits. So I thought that was pretty good. But the permits for last year were 517. I certainly hope we can hit that. My goal is at least 500. We've had a lot of new people come in. I mean, a tremendous amount. We've got some people who are coming back, you know, and they really rely on us. And then the other thing I have down here is a difference from last July, because that's the only full month I have from last year and this July, you know, and we have a $2,166 increase, even though we have lower amount of permits. So we really caught up on the permits this month. So it's gonna really, you know, increase. So I think that what we did with the increase, you know, and everything is really working, is really worthwhile. But I'm pretty happy with these numbers, to be quite honest. You know, we're really coming along. We've been picking things up, you know, and then we got, of course, we have, you know, Leonard's stuff down there and everything, and he got the new shed in. He didn't have to take off work. I had the guy do it down there. And Leonard's got it painted. It looks great. I mean, the whole thing is looking really good.
Yeah.
You know, the whole place is, you know, except for a couple of things like the old oil shed. It's not looking too good. I got to get, you know, something done with that. And I've got to do something with the roof on the office. I'm going to change the whole roof. I don't want a hip roof because water's coming off. It runs right down into the cars when, you know, it's raining. They're trying to do a transaction. It's not a good thing. And I like to put gable end on that. And then I need to get some repairs on some of the micro lambs and stuff we have down there, and some of the truss, some of the cord cords on the trusses have been broken, by backhoe and stuff over the years. We got to get some of that stuff. So I'm going to have to try to get a request for, proposals on this. Have them come down and take a look at it. And if we can get some people to look at this and do some things, because I really like to get repaired, some of the stuff. We've been able to hold everything, I think the structure's fine, but I want to get it, all picked up. But it's tough to work over the dumpsters, I mean, I've done that for a long time, and I wouldn't want to do it. Of course, I worked over French fryers, so, doing potato chips. They were running, they wouldn't stop, so they ran 24/7. But this is, I think that we're really going in the right direction. Everything's been going pretty well. I'm planning on in February having a knee replacement, so I'll be off for a few weeks. And I've talked to Stan, and he's going to fill in and so forth. So we should be okay. And in 2 weeks, I've got to have my other eye cataract surgery, so he's going to fill in that day too. So we're doing pretty well as far as filling in. I mean, it's a little hairy with just the two people, but it's working out pretty well.
Good.
Everything's going well. So we're down from when I started, we had 4 employees, so we're down to 2. So, what can I say? We're trying to cut as much as we can. Really. So, any questions for anybody?
Can you get us, before your buildings get into much of a disrepair, will you get work on getting us an estimate in the next month or so of, the repairs that you gotta have?
Yeah, I can write up repairs. Yeah, that's not a problem. But like I said,
Well, if they need to be taken care of, let's get an estimate, and let's get them taken care of, and before we're, replacing the roof because we didn't put the cords in.
well, the roof's gotten hit a couple of times by some people coming in box trucks. They pull right in, boom, the overhang. I'm going to eliminate that overhang on that side, and they can hit the Jersey barrier before they're going to hit that. That's what we want to do. Yeah, I'll write it up. Basically what I'd like to do to get some of this stuff done right now. And next year, I'd really like to get more money put in the fund to work on the paving down back, because those trucks are having an awful time down there. We've been putting sand down there for all these years. And then, when it goes bad, when it gets to mud season, we end up pulling trucks out and stuff. We don't want to have the trucks come in when we're not there, because we got the backhoe at least to pull them out, And if they really can't do that, then maybe, call Joel and say if somebody bring a loader over or something. But, it's such a mess. Everything's sinking right in there. So we really need to get that at some point in time. And we get rid of a lot of the erosion going down and the road going down to the back too. So we'd like to get that fixed up. There's one other thing on the electronics. They're charging us $320, I think, $320 a ton for the non-covered, and we're only getting $160 for the covered. And the problem is now we're getting all the new TVs, which are much lighter than the older ones. Every now and then we get one of those great big bruisers, but we still get it. So we're getting an imbalance there, but we're still keeping everything, off the roads and so forth, or trying to. You would think that people would know that, the electronics, are free except the non-covered. And we take them from anybody. You don't have to have a permit to do that. You don't have a permit. You don't need a permit to come in with fluorescent bulbs. These are state-run programs, and the batteries also, same thing. And now the lead acid batteries, when I started, we were getting 25 cents a pound. I had to take them over to Walloomsey because Atkins closed up, and we're down to 10 cents a pound now.
Out.
But
I mean, it's
gotta-
nothing.
yeah, you can't have them putting sulfuric acid on all over the place, so you gotta be careful with that. So, I mean, it's just a few things that, we take that, people don't realize, but we'll take all your batteries except for if you come in there. One guy tried to come in with one of these electric car batteries, these big lithium ions.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a really good friend of mine's daughter, and she just got her master's degree from Dartmouth in environmental engineering. I said, what are they going to do with them? And she looked like, they don't know.
Right.
I mean, this woman got an Ivy League education, and she said, they just don't know what they're going to do with them. So, you know, there's a problem coming, and I don't know what's going to happen with it.
It's like old solar panels, when they start tipping over, or
Yeah.
getting end of life. They're gonna need a place for those. They don't know what they're gonna do with them yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, those are two things that, you know, down the future, you know, we're looking at, and, you know, these are some real problems. I mean, it's just something that we really have to be addressed at some point in time. But I called the people that called to recycle about these batteries. I said, oh, we could take some of those bigger ones, but, you know, it cost me $100 for the box and ship it. So we're not doing that. You know, if we do, we'll charge them 150. But, you know, if it's over 400 amp hour lithium ion, you know, we can't ship it.
I'll see.
You know, well, my thing is, I think that some of the state perhaps should do this, or the federal government, is have a program that the manufacturers play, just like they do for the batteries, just like they do for the fluorescents, just like they do for the TVs and stuff. They should have a program to do that, you know? And I think that these are some solutions. The solutions are out there, but, you know, we need to have some people working on them. And I'm certainly not, they're not gonna listen to some guy that runs a transfer station
That's
panel.
above our pay grade, Tom.
Yeah,
Way above it, I'm telling you right now, Mike.
So if you want to, I don't know, the rest of the board feels, but if you want to have, some paving done, can you get us some sort of an estimate, before we start budgeting?
For next year?
Yeah, for.
Oh, I'll definitely,
Next fiscal year, get with Joel
Yeah.
and figure out what we need to do, because I think we're gonna have to get in there and dig out. I talked to Joel a little bit about this. I think we gotta get in and dig out the muck that's there.
Yep.
And put a base in and some fabric and put a base and then go
That's
ahead.
exactly
and
right.
like that.
Yep.
So if you would get that to us, try to get that to us before, I mean, I know it's hard to give us a number on the blacktop because that fluctuates, but we can get a ballpark idea on how to budget for that, so we're not hit with it all at once.
So
Yeah.
like before, like.
Yeah, I don't want to, I've been trying to do.
Right, no, I understand.
Out of the year, but I think that now with the cost of oil and the way things are going and the inflation rates, I mean, you got 10,000 a year, I'm not even making up, you know, the difference.
Right, I just don't wanna, I don't wanna, you know, next June or May or something, say, hey, we want a blacktop and this is what it's gonna cost. If we can budget ahead of time.
Well, I think that both Joe and I will definitely get to that before we get to budget. For
Okay, all right.
that,
Definitely do that. And I do appreciate that because it is a real problem we have here, you know.
ask Joel if it's possible. You always ask for the whole, but the best route as far as doing it in phases, if we have to do it over a couple of years.
Well, we really could go in there, and get that, like the gunk, because that's
Yes.
basically what we have.
Do the base 1 year.
Just push it down into the other field, you know, and just, you know, we don't have to haul it out or anything. You know, we just need to get a dozer in there and get the stuff moved out.
Right, but just, you know, just so we can budget, that's all.
Yeah, well, I'll get with them. We have a little bit of it, but now maybe just update it, so.
If we can have two different things as far as phases, it gives us more options.
Yeah, well, it'd be a lot nicer for Leonard when he gets to come in there at night with those dogs and stuff that he has there. You know, and that's been a rather successful thing here. We did. I'm really, really happy with it. I'm happy with Leonard and the way they run that, and Kate comes in.
Leonard mentioned about coyotes there that one night.
Oh, boy, did.
And, phone access.
I agree.
On that?
Yeah,
Well,
more.
we've been discussing that.
I have to call the company and see if I can get another box.
I don't think winter's coming, right? But we can move into the animal control ordinance. Everybody know me, Tom?
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
You're quite welcome. And everybody have a nice evening now.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Well, hey, the first one went well. So first one I took 3 days off. This one I'm only taking one because I thought, what am I going to sit home? You know, I should have been working. Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Okay, animal control officer. Ordinance, sorry.
So, I believe I sent you all the draft that Bob worked on over the last couple of weeks. And I think we're at the point now where just, you guys need to discuss the fines.
I did some research and I looked at Bennington, I looked at Shasberry, I looked at New York, and I looked at Maine. And they don't seem to have, different amount fines for everything. It's one set.
One sec, okay?
So like, $100 first offense, second offense, $200, third offense, $300, and consecutively after that. And they don't, none of them that I looked at had any waivers.
Okay,
Maine was $250 just for not picking up after your pet. It started right there, $250 and went up to $800. New York started off at $300 and went to $1,000. Shasberry, its first offense is $35, second offense is $75, and third offense is $150. So that's what I found across looking online at everything, was that they started off and just had the same amount for everything. I don't know if that's something that you guys.
I know that we did, I can give you some background on ours. Our current ordinance has just one, and I thought I heard from Leonard in our last meeting that was one of the sore points, right? It was all the same, picking up after you're picking up poop or not picking up poop is the same as your dog biting somebody. So, or a dog running loose, and he wanted different fines. The model ordinance from the VLCT does break it out into different offenses. We don't have to do that. We can go back to what we were doing and just say any offense is X, Y, and Z for first offense, second offense, and third offense. It's entirely up to the board. I mean, I'm just letting you know what that our current one doesn't break it out, though the model ordinance from the BLTC does break it out by different offenses. And that's why it's that way in this ordinance. Again, I'm happy with whatever the board decides to do, whether you want to break it out or make it all one.
So Bennington, recovery fee is in lieu of civil penalty. The Bennington waiver for municipal complaints. The first offense is $35, the second offense was $50, the third offense was $100, the fourth was $150, and the fifth was $300. Then offenses shall be counted on a calendar year basis, which I think is something that we should make sure that we have it, because he did ask because of multiple.
And Leonard said that's what he's been doing too.
Then it should be a calendar year.
Yes.
And then Bennington says civil penalty for ordinance violations. First offense was $75, second was $100, third was $200, fourth was $300, and fifth was $500. So it's all over the board.
So that I think we ought not to change. My personal opinion is we shouldn't be. I would increase it because the one that we currently have has been there since 2005, so it's probably due for some updating. But I wouldn't suddenly go from small fines to astronomical fines. That would seem like too big of a change all at once, and probably more than we need to do. I did also want to point out that they did have a waiver fee. We could. That was in the model ordinance as well. Shoot, there was another point I was going to make and I forgot what it was, but I'll think of it later.
What's your pleasure? My opinion is to, get rid of the waiver fee.
Yeah, I agree, because that just gives somebody,
Just give somebody an opportunity.
it also makes it.
I remember that. I think it's in the ordinance. I remember what I was going to say. That it's also important, and it's in the ordinance, that the fines, the 1 year and all that is not against the animal, it's against the owner. So if you have two dogs, and dog one does something today, and dog two does something tomorrow, that's two offenses, not one.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with getting rid of the waivers. Cause that just gives somebody,
I think to make things streamlined, I also believe that your offenses should be whatever, it's first offense is X number of dollars, second offense is X number of dollars, no matter what the offense is. Because if we have a dog bite situation, we now have, educated ourselves on the vicious dog
Yes.
ordinance, or, what we need to do for that. So if there is a dog bite and it's a persistent dog bite situation, every dog has a chance to bite somebody once, right? Let's face it, but if you have a dog who is multiple reports biting or killing or whatever, then we have a avenue for that as well. So keep things simple. And I don't, the amounts are totally all over the place, like you said, but, keep it simple. It's, you have one, first offense is X dollars, two is X number of dollars, and so on and so forth.
that's what all of the ones that I read seem to have.
Well, I think
And I
that's,
think,
It's much easier probably to keep track of too.
yes.
Right now, I think our first offense right now is at $25, right?
I think so.
Shasberry is 35. Bennington is 35, unless it's a civil penalty for ordinance violation, then it goes to 75. Or 25?
Right. The first,
I would be happy with 35 or $40 for the first offense.
I think we also need to, and I like that Leonard was giving verbal warnings also. I think we probably don't need that in the ordinance. Just leave it up to his judgment as to whether or not he's going to give a warning or write a ticket.
his discretion. I feel strongly supporting him that way.
Yeah. But as soon as he writes that first ticket, then any subsequent offense is another ticket and another offense, and it starts going up the line. But yeah, I trust his judgment on the warnings.
So first offense, 35?
I'm thinking 35, since
I
we're
agree
at
to
Like 35.
35.
25 now,
Second offense?
Bennington is 50.
My feeling is,
Shasberry was 75.
double it. First
That's right.
offense 35, second offense $70, third offense 140.
yeah,
Just keep doubling it.
yeah,
Keep doubling it, it's easy.
yeah,
Yep.
It's easy
So
math.
it resets after 12 months, right?
Right,
right.
it's
But
easy
Yeah,
math.
I agree with that. We need people to, once they start getting tickets, they need to correct behavior.
And
Yes, absolutely.
that could be easy language to state.
Exactly.
After each offense, it's doubled
Right.
from previous.
And there's no, doesn't give you a cutoff really.
Right.
Fifth offense is 500 and sixth offense is
Right.
500, no, sixth
They
offense is
go to what, 8?
800.
Yeah, there is a maximum.
There is a maximum of
It's easy
800.
to-
Yeah.
Yep.
Easy math.
But we
Easy to
just-
write in the ordinance.
That's right, you just put in there, okay.
Just thinking, it keeps it clean.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fairly easy to understand. Somebody ought to be able to understand that it doubles every offense doubles. And like Bob said, if someone has 3 dogs, it's not per dog, it's per violation, per person. So.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So I will make those changes and then bring it back, and hopefully at that point, you guys will be able to adopt it. And then we have the 60-day waiting period, and then it will be effective if we don't have any petitions.
That was our only hang up on the ordinance, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that-
We almost called you last week, Bob, to come on the cattle roundup with us, Leonard and I. We were going to give you a call. I think last week. I forgot what it was. We got a call.
As a neighbor, I'm perfectly willing to help somebody with cattle. But
Yeah.
it's not an official function of the town.
Yeah, no, I know. That was a little bit of an adventure. We good on the animal control ordinance? We good with
I
that?
think so, yeah.
Perfect. I'll entertain a motion to enter into executive for personnel.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye, sorry.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye.
Like how Angie had to prompt him.
Do I got a point to you?
That is what it is.
Focus.
I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. I'll entertain a motion to enter executive for legal.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. I'll entertain a motion to, come out of executive for legal.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. The executive for legal, we are going to refer to, this situation to, the town attorney, Bob Fisher. And it is in reference to the, mobile home that we acquired via tax sale, I believe was last June. There's a situation, so we're gonna send it to our attorney for legal consultation. Okay, zoning officer job posting.
So basically, you all received this through email. It's just a new posting for the job, for the zoning administrator to be posted in the banner. This is because we do this every 3 years. We repost it and see who we get for applicants. They will go to the planning commission first. And then, they will recommend somebody to you all to appoint. Did you approve of the zoning administrator job posting?
Yes.
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Health officer job posting.
Same thing with that. I sent it all to you. It's the monthly stipend of 300. This position has not been filled for a while. Mike's been kind of covering all the duties, so I want to get this posted as soon as possible.
So moved.
Second it.
The health officer position, just so everyone is clear, that is a position that is recommended to the state by the select board, and the health officer is, appointed by the state of Vermont, not the town or the select board. It's just a recommendation from the town, so, from the select board. The select board is the board of health though for the town. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye.
We can say one more word about that. I just want to make it clear to everybody that, according to incompatible and compatible, positions, those are not incompatible. So the same person can hold both of those positions. And, just so anybody listening tonight, if you're interested in zoning administrator and you're interested in health officer, there is an opportunity to do both.
That's correct. And the reason that I'm doing the health officer position, is because it falls, if there is no health officer in the town, then it falls under the chairperson of the select board. Not something I want to be doing. Something I kind of have to. Okay, public comment.
Not seeing any hands.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Thank you, everyone. And we'll
I
see
was
you.
on top of the adjourn.
Have a good night, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Good night.
Good night.